Okie dokie. Artichoke. Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne with Back to Earth Creations and welcome to today's live stream. Today we are making some chainmail jewelry and probably, gonna be honest with you, probably some wire wrapped jewelry as well, just because I like to change gears. I know typically on our Saturday streams, in the past we've done like, lamport glass. It's too hot for that. It is flat out too hot for lamport glass. So instead, let me get this shifted around. Hey, Witch and Gnome, how's it going? Instead of doing lamport glass, we're weaving chainmail. So today I am using some 20 gauge 1/8 inch interior or inner diameter stainless steel from the Ring Lord. I'm going to show y'all. Let's see, so that's 20 gauge 1/8 inch. So the wire is 0.9 mil and the inner diameter is 3.2 mil. So it's a fairly small ring, but still pretty good sized. And with the stainless steel, it's really, I think it's a good thing. Hey Shatika, how's it going? Blessings and crochet, already working on today. Okay, so I'm gonna start by just opening, because I want to try making a ring that's just like, hey Julia. Oh, it's in my bra. I'm pretty sure that's in my bra. Let me check the keyboard first. I'll be right back. Give me a sec, y'all. I have retrieved the ring and all is well in the world. Okay. Hey Sarah. Sarah says, oh yeah, I finally made one of these lives. Love the Joe set. Yes, the tools are fabulous years later. Right on. So the Chainmail Joe tools hold up. That's very good to hear. Hey Esoterica. Hey Amazing Amy. Amazing Amy says, ooh, I love an evening live stream. Just got back from a picnic and I'm ready to relax. Nice. It is a scorcher here today in our neck of the woods. Hey Deborah. Hey Amanda. And so let's see if I can't get us a little bit better of a view. I know I made it a whopping 3 minutes into today's live stream before I started messing with the tripod. But I just want y'all to be able to see what's up. How are you doing today, Amanda? Hey, Robin. Oh, Amy says we had to hide in the garage. It stormed the whole time. Well, a picnic's still a picnic, though. Ooh, Sarah says absolutely, and I think this is in regard to the tools from the Chainmail Joe set, and they fit my small hands. Link themselves are great too, perfect joins and good weight for smaller stuff. That's awesome. I've been very pleased with anything that we've gotten from Chainmail Joe, so I'm glad to hear that that's y'all's experience as well. Oh, is the volume low today? Here, help me. Maybe if I go like this. How's that? I moved the microphone as close to my face as I can. Oh, Witchy Gnome says, I missed what you were actually creating today. Is this a bezel? I'm making it in the same way as I would a bezel, but I'm actually just going to have it be a finger ring because we need rings for in the booth. Like some different styles. I think the microphone's being sent for giving a run for its money because I'm sitting in front of a fan blowing on me. And let's see, let me make sure that my audio is up just as loud as it can go. Yep. Beep, beep. Yeah, that should be better. This is as good as I can do, y'all. Good luck. But yeah, I'm probably going to alternate a little bit between chainmail and wire wrapping today on making rings. Just to keep it spicy and mixed up for my hands. And y'all, I went through and UV resined and I goobered up like all of these. Like the resin got all over the front. Ooh, brrring. But thank you for the follow. But I was gonna try to delaminate it with y'all. But it got all over my gloves and all over the whole front of the cabochon. And I don't really know what to do about that because I don't want to ruin the polish, but I kind of feel like it's more or less ruined with all of this super thin UV resin all over the front of it. But I might take a razor blade or something to it later and just see. But do y'all have any tips for doing this? Because that one came out all goobery. This one's only like half goobery. Boo. Hey, Lisa. Woof. 90 degrees, Julia. Yeah. And then this one, this one will be okay. It leaked a little around to the front. And then this one, it leaked a little around to the front as well. But I want to try with something other than my thumbnail. But I was super bummed. Try acetone? Okay. I'll see. I'll test it on one of them for sure. Scrape, sand, reglaze, and enjoy the new piece however it ends up. Right on. I find myself more and more wishing that I had a little bit of lapidary equipment so that I could just do my own polishing if I goober up a cabochon. So coming through and just putting this on there like that. So let me go ahead and crack that open. Ooh! Julia says Hobby Lobby sells UV lamps for resin and they're cheap. Right on. 101, says Stacy. Oof, acetone nail polish remover? Maybe. That's the second recommendation for that, so I think I may try that out. So it's tricky because I guess I set my pliers down on some magnets and they're magnetized now. So you can see it's just hanging on there for dear life. That okay. So now so that's why I'm kind of being a little fumbly with them. I think, I have a UV lamp, but I like to use the sun, just because, man, it gets the job done quick. But wow, okay. Kathy says soak a paper towel or cloth in acetone. Place the towel on the epoxy you want to remove. It needs to soak for 15 minutes or more to soften up. Remove the paper towel and gently use a razor to scrape. Okay. I hope that doesn't harm the stones, but again, at this point, it's kind of boo. Kind of is what it is. So what are y'all working on today? What are you up to? Getting this brought around. I have been recording real short TikToks, and it's just the short format videos that we're posting all across the internet. It just pulls them to it. How do you demagnetize pliers again? It's been so long. Only 99 degrees here. Sweaty. It just sounds sweaty. But yeah, I got a bunch of those. We're trying to get geared up to like have the whole month prepped out. That way, just for the remainder of the month and while we're in Atlanta for Dragon Con, we just won't have to worry. Like that stuff will be taken care of. Ooh, Amy says, I have had a request for elf ears, so I hope you have a tutorial in your stash I can watch and learn. We have like 2 or 3 for sure. I'm so bummed we're not going to have any elf ears for Dragon Con. Like, it's just, but we've got some personal things going on in our life that I don't know how much more inventory we're going to be able to actually get made for Dragon Con. So I'm trying to just get all the loose ends that I can tied up. That way, if we have to hit the road early or anything like that, so it might just be what we've got is what we've got. And that's got me a little bummed out, but it'll be what it is. And it's really this planning for the worst anyhow, so. Bringing that together. We're going to bring that around. So yeah, that's kind of how the whole thing's going to start. just like so. What style of elf ears do you think you're going to make, Amy? Woo! Georgia Suburban Homestead. Hey, how are you doing today? Oh, this magnet, like the magnet, it's gonna make me wild. It's making me wild. Maybe, are you magnetized? No. Oh, yes. Son of a duck. Georgia says about to go make a video of me wire wrapping so folks can laugh at me. Ah, you'll do great. But there are 2 seasons in Florida, humid and tourist. Oh, that's rough. Hey, Tiggy. Google says wrap a magnet from the tip of the jaw of the pliers. From tip to jaw of the pliers. Okay, 12 times. Let's see if it worked. If not, try another 12 times and only in the one direction. Okay. Let me see. Where do we have the magnet? I don't know. But it's not like... how hard do you have to rub it? Oh, it really gets stuck on there. 1, 2, 3. Am I rubbing it right? 4. Wrong direction? Okay. Well, oh shoot. It's got chainmail rings stuck to it. Thank you for the follow. So I rub it the other way. Okay. I think it's going to be harder to rub it this way. We'll see. Oh, that's a powerful magnet. 1, 2, 3. I'm trying to demagnetize my pliers. 4. 5. Am I rubbing it right? 6. Okay. 7. This is busting my knuckle up. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. Okay. Let's see what's up. What do you think, guys? Do I rub it for another 12 times? Hey, Cat and Cauldron. Ooh, Amy says, I don't know. That's why I need to watch. I'm not sure what the customer wants. Gotcha. Well, thank you, though, Sarah. I'll just, at least I have something to complain about today. Okay. So then we're going to do this one here. Because I've heard to like hit it with a hammer. I don't feel like hitting my favorite pliers with a hammer, just in case it does a little more damage than I want it to. But yeah, I'm just making a nice little chainmail bezel. So I guess I'm just gonna go like this. I almost feel like they're more magnety. Randy has just suggested holy water to get the demons out. I don't have any. Alright, so opening that, and then we're gonna close it. So it just changes, there's nothing wrong with it like this. I just have to change things up a little to accommodate. So I'm gonna make a pile of closed rings to go along with the pile of our open. Because normally it's not an issue, because like with my other stainless steel rings, they're heavy enough that the magnetism doesn't. La Esoterica says, holy water or demons? Either, really. I'm fresh out. But just trying to get our closures as good as we can. Water, a pinch of salt, and a blessing. Voila, holy water. Nice. I don't know if it's going to demagnetize my pliers, though. I need some, like, holy WD-40. Oh, Randy. Which, speaking of Randy, he made the necklace that, oh, sorry, he made the necklace that I'm wearing today out of anodized aluminum, and I just love it. It's a design we're going to be carrying in the booth for Dragon Con. And I'm super duper excited about that. Whew, actually, I'm like super mega nervous, but that'll be okay. So just closing a ring. I always forget how much like watching paint dry closing chainmail is. Like, I'm having fun, but I understand that watching this probably isn't everybody's cup of tea, but that's all right. Just closing rings. And since this is a finger ring, I want to make sure that our closures are truly just as good as what we can get them, because that's very sensitive skin. And so if one of my closures or all of my closures, if they're goobied up, folks are going to know. And I think it's so important for jewelry to be comfortable. You can have one or the other, but not both. Okay, so I'm just going to get that tucked on behind. Then we're going to bring that up through there. There we go. I'm going to close that ring. Ooh, and then y'all get a sneaky peeky at our newest creation. I'm experimenting with milliflora glass, and so that's supposed to be a butterfly. I'd gotten the cane from Art Glass Supplies, and then we melted it down in the kiln, and then I wrapped it up in this style, and I kind of like it. It's very prototypey. Like there's some work that's going to need to be done with it, but I'm very excited about it. I feel like Magneto. Just hooking it on, and then once we've woven it through, I can hook on our closed ring and then close it. Ooh, Georgia says, I've been resining my husband's honeybees, independent cabochons, and earrings. Oh, that's awesome. How are the bees liking it? Or is it the ones that are like done for? I bet that's so cool though. How are y'all's bees doing? Is it a good year for like honey and no like illnesses or anything? La Esoterica says it looks like a cross between a butterfly and a pupil. I can dig it. I can dig it a lot, actually. The dead ones. That's fair. But yeah, I'm gonna make one of these and then I'm gonna wear it through the rest of it, like through making a couple of other pieces, and that's gonna help me to decide whether I want to just use this as a bezel or if I want to make more of this ring design. Yeah, one at a time. Thank you. Ooh, Georgia says, we lost a few swarms when I had my heart attack. Oh no, I wasn't able to help capture them, but we harvested about 12 gallons of honey from 5 hives this year. Oh my goodness. Now, I've not raised bees. I've only dreamt about it and read in books and watched YouTube videos. So The depth of my ignorance is astounding on this one, but that sounds like a lot of honey. Oh goodness, Heather says, hi everyone. Ooh, Bing, never made one as of yet. Laying in bed with an ice pack on my leg. A 500-pound motorcycle decided to dump me in the road while I was turning it. Oh my gosh. Yes, Zumba and line dancing will be a challenge this week. Oh, Heather. Are you okay though? Or like, are you just laid up kind of sore, or is there some serious boo-boos going on here? Decorate the worker bee break room with the dead bee art under a sign that says production quota. We have a bumper sticker on our fridge that says the beatings will continue until morale improves. So that is what that is. We'll be selling out of it pretty quickly. Right on. That's awesome though. Honey is delicious. We have a jar of fermented garlic honey that is just sitting in the fridge waiting for us to break into it. It'll be like our third jar of it that we've made and eaten. We have a chuck roast in the crock pot today that we're making like beef tacos, like shredded up beef tacos. Heather says, it feels like a huge dragon egg in my leg. I get up and walk around to keep mobile. Okay. Well, I hope nothing's like broken, you know? It definitely is better than the stuff at the grocery store that is cut with corn syrup. Even their raw honey isn't pure honey. Really? Well, goodness. Okay. Oh, yeah, the magnetism of the... either the rings or the pliers. I don't know. No, because if the rings were magnetized, they'd be sticking to each other, right? Hey, Jennifer, how's it going? It's been a long work day, you guys. But yeah, I think I'm going to enjoy this as a thumb ring. But we'll see. So it looks like I'm about halfway there. Ooh, choking on dog hair. Do, 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 do. Now I'm about 2/3 of the way there. So let's do just a few more, like maybe 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that should do us. Luckily, it's all muscle. Okay. Yeah, a break would be terrible. There's 4. Oh my gosh, they're kind of tangled. That's okay. We'll untangle them. 5. Let me find. I've got this little armrest that I like to use on the edge of my table. It's so much nicer. Okay. 5. Okay. And then we have 6. Today, Jennifer, I am making a chainmail finger ring out of rings. So it's a ring of rings. 1 ring. Meh. Hey, Sherry, how are you doing? Oh, we've just started. We've only been going for about 20 minutes. We were a little late getting started today. Normally we start our Saturday streams at 5, but we're trying to leave ourselves as much production time as we can in preparation for Dragon Con on Labor Day weekend. Ooh, no, I won't be hammering it. If these were maybe silver, and if I were soldering the rings, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we'll see. I would risk hammering it, but since the rings are just budded, closed. I don't want to. I don't want to just. I think hammering it would just destroy it. So it's going to have a little bit of. It's going to be a pretty thick ring, but again, that's why I'm going to kind of prototype it and then wear it for the rest of the stream and see how it goes. Because I'll know pretty quick if it's going to make me insane to wear. Ooh, Heather says, where? In Georgia again? Yeah, Dragon Con in Atlanta, Georgia. And that's Labor Day weekend. You can find them at dragoncon.com. Our booth is in the first floor of the America's Mart, Building 3. That's where I think they have almost all the vendors this year is in that building, but don't quote me on that. And we're on the first floor directly across from the ladies' restroom. So whenever you like come in and you turn right, we're not that booth, we're at this booth. And I'm nervous because I really wanted to make some more dragon heads for this year. And that's not for today to worry about, so it'll be fine. Ooh, Georgia says my first pop-up market will be September 14th, barring more health crises. What's a pop-up market? I'm with Sherry on this one. What do you mean by a pop-up market? Esoterica says I haven't been to Dragon in years. Now I really want to go. All right, on. When was the last time you got to go? So I think that this will be our... No way, is this our 10th year at Dragon Con? Because we used to be in the art show. And then I watched last time and it looked so insane. Right on, Heather. The street market. Oh, okay. With tents and crowds. Okay, right on. Well, very cool. Because I'd actually gotten a flyer from we were walking around in the mall with Maddie, and they had a pop-up store or pop-up shop sort of thing where you just rent the brick and mortar like mall store for like whatever duration of time that you want. And we were kind of thinking about trying that out because that would enable us to have the luxury of a brick and mortar store, but where we're in full control of like what hours we're open. I mean, within the confines of being in the mall. But it would give us the freedom to be able to travel from city to city, because I've seen pop-up shops in Nashville malls. I've seen pop-up shops in Huntsville, Alabama malls. And so, well, there's at least 3 malls that we can go and teach out of. Oh, Georgia says, how much was a booth at Dragon Con? I made oodles of dragon eyes with resin, now wire wrapping them. Right on. Oof, it depends. They've got that information up on the Dragon Con website on their vendor application. I'm thinking, I think it was like $3,000. And I don't want to think about it because it makes me so sad and nervous. And I really hope that we don't lose our asses. Like last year was amazing, but we'll see. All I can do is prepare for and hope for the best. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. So, relentless optimism, activate. Bye, Sherry. Have a great rest of your day. But used to, whenever we had like our 6-foot table and like the art show table, like those were much more affordable. But now we're like on the first floor in like it's like prime real estate, but or something like I don't know. But it took us years and years of building up to get to where we are, that we were able to make that kind of investment at all. Yeah. But it's a good show. We're able to do like, instead of, because I have a hard time swallowing that kind of pill as well. But whenever I break it down, and it's like most of the other conventions that we used to do, are now charging anywhere from $500 to $750 for a 10 by 10 booth. So if we'd factor in having how many smaller shows that are charging that much per booth would I have to do, you know, and then how much would I have to make at those? Okay. Hey, you. You're so handy. I give you a kiss. Come here and give you a kiss.
I'm tapping the Matrix for me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, did it not do the thing?
It's not synced up yet.
How you doing in there?
Good.
Making a bunch of chainmail?
Trying.
What, do you think this ring's gonna be nice?
Yeah.
It stands out quite a bit, but like high profile.
Control A. Control B.
Just like that?
Yep. Okay, now how did you have this set up?
YouTube on bottom.
YouTube on bottom?
Yeah. There we go. Thank you, honey. Woo! Heather says those events are geared towards that theme. People want to be there and buy that genre. Oh, smoochy smoochy. Georgia says, we paid $300 a day for a 2-day affair at Canton, Georgia, and didn't make our booth money back. Then we discovered the local artisans only paid $15. We only lived 30 miles away and we weren't local. Wow. That's kind of lame of them to like, I've never even heard of or encountered that in all of our years of vending. For them to charge different rates. It's like, fortunately, well, okay, I take that back. Placement was based off of like locals and stuff. Some small like thing we had done, which was not clearly advertised and was very frustrating because if I had known that it didn't matter how early we showed up to be in line, because it said first come, first serve. And so Randy and I, desperate for a good show, showed up at like 6 in the friggin' morning for like a December craft show that was like, so we were waiting outside, freezing our bums off. And then it didn't matter because we weren't like regulars enough so we could have just showed up at like 10 when everybody else started lining up. But anyways, yeah, nobody ever checked to see if we were local though. It was just if we were regulars or not. It is sweltering. Yeah, I don't think I'd go back either. It's hard to make. It's hard because you never know. Like some years you do real good at a show and some years you lose your butt cheeks. There we go. So now we've woven around. Ooh. I think I can do, let's go ahead and close it and we'll see how it fits. We sent out a survey of what we thought of the event and man, did I blast them. Oh, really? Hey, Dan. Yeah, we stream every Friday and Saturday. Typically, we were on vacation taking our niece back home the past couple of weeks, but we stream Fridays and Saturdays, and then we'll be doing another like midday stream on Monday. But that one's like a shopping event, so not as much crafting, just lots of jibba jabba though. It's a lot of fun. Where is my closure? Oh my gosh, I can't find it. Okay. There it is. So I'm going to crack this open and I'm going to bring this around. It's like 90 degrees in her house right now, is what it feels like. Ooh. Yes. Oh, that would be neat. Making just a little chain ring for one of those hand flower bracelets. Now, see, I'm running into some trickiness here. And if you're joining your half Persian 3-in-1, sometimes opening the ring a little wider enables you to be able to just slide right over the tip like that. Right on. Dan says, well, it's we'll see how long I can watch before Debbie gets involved. Right? I don't know what you mean by that, but I'm here for it. Oh, hey, Miss Kitty. Yes. You just want to go upstairs, don't you? And lay in front of the air conditioning. I know you. Oh, Deborah says, do you have the pattern for this ring online? No, it's not so bad. This is going to make me insane, though. I don't know if I'm going to make any more of these. This is, we do have tutorials for this. It's called a half Persian 3-in-1 or HP 3-1. Now, I think I like that. Yeah, I like it better as a thumb ring. Shoo fly, be gone. All right, so we're going to wear that. Or, let's see. If it does well as a birdie ring. Well, that's kind of nice. It's definitely thicker, and it's a little small on me, and I'm swollen from the heat. Let's see how it does. So we're going to put this one on here. And now I'm going to use some of these stainless steel rings. The storm in the Gulf is Debbie and headed right for me. Oh no! Well, I hope Debbie stays at your business. And I hope you stay safe. And Debbie just tells us, no. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So these are a Mobius flower. What we're going to be making next is a Mobius flower ring. And I'm going to make, I think, like 10 of them. 2, 3. And there's going to be 3 of these 18 gauge 1/4 inch stainless steel rings per Mobius flower. 1, 2, 3. Will everybody stay safe? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, one more. Honest to goodness, I just needed a change of pace because that small ring size was going to make me insane working with the how it was magnetic. Sarah says, you're always so much more organized than I am, whipping out the sorted organizer ring sorter. That's not as organized as it looks. It's just like they're in no particular order, just whichever one I used most recently gets screwed to the bottom. And the only organization that's happening here is that they're all stainless steel. So it's what a crazy random happenstance. And of course it's going to hit at high tide. Oh no. Right, yeah, no, it's very easy to fantasize about the craft room actually being organized and stuff, and it is way more organized than what it used to be, but it is still very, very much a work in progress, and I think that's okay. Once I achieve the perfect ultimate craft room, it's like, I don't know, I'm afraid I won't even like crafting anymore. Sometimes one of the rings won't have all of its, it won't be completely there. So I'm just gonna pop it into the bin and pull out a fresh one. Ooh. Oh, that's the wrong. There we go. So to make these Mobius flowers, we're going to, let's see. I'm going to try something over on Kick. So y'all, if we get a bunch of trolls in, it's okay. Don't worry about it. There we go. Okay, we'll see how this goes. I just changed the category from the makers and crafting to just chatting, and I want to see what happens. Kick isn't moving, right? I don't know if something like went wrong or what, but we'll see. My stock of troll tears is low, so I'm good. Yeah, just nobody panic. If we get trolls through, it's fine. They're upping our engagement. So I feel like we just put a line in the water to see. What you trying? The cat's just yelling at us. Is it more Botrick stuff? Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Oh, there's this camera arm.
Huh? Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Okay. Randy's helping me with technical difficulties. Ring. Holy mackerel. Do I need to paste things? Control A? Control. Okay. Delete. Control V. Okay.
Let's try this. So what I've done is I've changed it to YouTube side.
Ah. We'll see if that works.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes anything.
Thank you, baby. Mwah. OBS did an update and now I don't know how anything works. Ooh. Sarah says, I'm old. I don't even know what Kick is. If she streamed on MySpace, I'd be all comfy. Oh my gosh. I remember MySpace. That was where we had like one of our very first business accounts. Because of course, I was like, I'm not putting all of my eggs in one basket. And we started a Facebook and a MySpace. I think the MySpace was a little sooner. Thank you so much for the follow, Wolf Spirit. Okay, so I'm coming through and I'm going to open 10 of these 18 gauge 1/4 inch stainless steel rings. 4. Esoterica says, I came to YouTube because I felt lonely on Kick. That's fine. That's okay. This is not our regular time slot for streaming, so I imagine the folks who usually hang out with us over on Kick. Hey, Michelle, how are you doing? Speak of the devil. How are you doing today, Michelle? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And I'm just opening those up pretty nice and wide. And then I'm going to open up a second one. So we're going to open up another 10. Well, I don't like to have all of my eggs in one basket. So we do stream to YouTube as well as Kick. And I think After Dragon, #AfterDragon, we're going to be seeing if we can stream to TikTok as well, because I think we have enough followers now on TikTok to be able to do that, but I'm not about to figure that out on the 2 brain cells. We were talking about how it was later than our normal stream time, so a lot of our Kick folks probably found something else to do. Oh, hey, Wolf Spirit. Michelle says, by the way, I absolutely love my dragonfly. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. I'm working on, oh, y'all, I failed hard today. Well, I'll have to go outside and get it to show you. But it started out okay. Like, because I'm trying to make more little fairy wings. So this is translucent sticker paper. And then I used some UV resin to attach this little spiral. And then I was like, let's dip it in this dip UV resin. And it was horrible. It was just terrible. Esoterica says, my first social media was MySpace. Nice. Dan says, my first social media was Yearbook, and I was on AOL. Nice. AOL. Uh-oh. You've got mail. Ah, the long, long ago in the before times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. There's 8 there. Okay. And Georgia says, I don't go to markets where they tell you what to put in your booth. I have a variety booth from hot pepper jam and honey to woodworking and now crochet and resin art. Nice. Who's telling anybody to what they can keep in their booth too? Now with DragonCon, we do get juried, in that we do have to get items cleared, but it's because they want to make sure that they don't have too many people selling. They've got 4 floors of vendors, so they want to make sure that they have a good mix of, they don't want too many people selling jewelry, and then like if everybody follows the trends, like one of the biggest trends here lately seems to have been people making and selling dice. And so if they let all the vendors all just follow the trends, then you'd have like more than half your vendors doing nothing but selling dice. And so I can understand wanting to keep a dealer's room juried, and it makes for a better, all the vendors are going to do better, and all of the customers, may have a better time shopping, because there's not going to be a whole lot of redundancy. Oh, juried, right on. Well, it's usually with juried stuff, the juried stuff we've done in the past. They have you like send a picture of your booth setup, send pictures of your work, sometimes work in progress pictures to prove that you're actually the one making your stuff. It just depends on, I don't mind doing a juried show, but it's also, if they're weird about it, then I start minding. Okay, I'm coming. Give me a sec, y'all. I gotta make Ember's face. Yeah, let me go get your pillow. Yeah? You ready? I lift you up. Come here, pretty girl. Oh, my little snookums. My little sweetest bean. My little grumpy munchkin. Will you sit on your little pillow and grace us with your presence? I'll make sure you don't fall off the table, hopefully. Who is that beautiful girl? Could she be any cuter? No. Oh, my rings, Ember! No! Sweetest little bean! Back up, woman. You're making me crazy. Oh, Michelle, the trip was really good. We got Maddie home safe and sound. We did some plumbing, did some barbecuing, and then came home and had post-Maddie depression. But that's okay. Yeah. Mwah. Excuse me. That's one hairy kitty. Okay. That is so cat, right? When you apply, they make you list what you're selling. Yeah. Well, that's good that everyone who's given y'all a chance invites you back. We like doing a lot of different things as well. Like, I don't want to have to only do jewelry. We also do tie-dye, and we also do costumes and all sorts of stuff. So now that we've put one closed ring on there, I'm going to go ahead and hook the other open ring through, and we're just hooking it through all three of them. And then you can kind of drop it on the table and it'll just lay like so. Your whiskers tickle me. Whoa. Do, 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 do. Yeah, Michelle says, oh, I get it. How are y'all doing? What have you been up to? Is everybody getting good and excited for the end of September and the camp along? Because I know that I am, like, a lot. Like, I'm really looking forward to that. Some markets are juried. Our once a month market days does, but almost all clothes dealers have jewelry cheap from elsewhere, not handmade by them. Oh, geez. Well, if anything, it gives a very nice contrast to your customers of this is what not handmade jewelry looks like. Michelle says, yes, I can't wait. Uh-oh. She's giving us the cute end. The swishy tail. Well, this is wonderful. 2 days in a row she's come and kept me company. Oh, our little beans. Halloween is the only day I get to take my mask off. Ah. Are y'all dressing up for Halloween this year? Spooky season. Michelle says, just been hibernating after my trip to Colorado. Eee! How was Colorado? I hope the weather was good for you. Yeah, waiting for the paw reach out. She likes to just taunt me. I think this works well for me as a first ring finger, like a first finger ring. But yeah, then you just plop them on the table. You can poke them a bit and they just stack so nice and sweet in with each other. Close in that ring. Poking through. Close in that ring. Yeah, sometimes it doesn't quite lay right. You just poke it till it does. Okay, off to do the video. Let's see how many ways I can flub this. Good luck to you. You're gonna do great, Georgia. We'll see you later. Michelle says, it was nice, but it's really good to be home. And the weather was nice. Enjoyed the weather for sure. That's good. Thank you, Jennifer. Ember is adorable. I love her so much. She has a very distinct character all her own. She's unlike any other cat I've ever had. She's a sweetie. I've been approached to fix other issues from others. They do notice the difference. They do. The quality makes itself known over time, for sure. The cat just wanted to help, right, Dee? How are you doing today, Garden Adventures? How's your garden doing? Mine's a freaking mess, but that's okay. It is always a mess this time of year. Like, I've been enjoying just having spring and fall gardens, and I almost leave for the summer. I just let it go wild, truly. Like, there's some tomatoes struggling, but all my pepper plants died. Like, I didn't set up my irrigation the way I should have this year, but it'll be what it is. She's absorbing. Getting that closed. So each of these little Mobius flowers here is going to end up being a ring, like the focal point on a ring. Yeah. Jerry says, can we see the kitty's face? She hates being on camera, but we're going to try it. The glare. She's sweet. I promise. I promise she's a sweetie. Yeah. Well, maybe, okay, she's going to hate this, but woo! Sorry, little girl. She's like, why would you have done this? Oh, and her little, yeah, her little snookums and her whiskers. Ooh, she's so slobbery. She's like, how old are you now, Ember? 16? 17 years old? She's an absolute empress. She likes her little ears scratched. And her little, oh yes. She's beautiful though. I love her. Yeah. Her little chin. She's got like a little lump on her chin that she loves it when I scratch it. Well, thank you, Ember, for gracing us with your presence. There's the look. Yep. All right, getting this lap. Yep, the killer side eye. She tolerates my presence. So, well, happy 20th birthday to your son, Tara. I hope you all been having a great day celebrating. I'm at the little house chilling with my boys. Nice. Okay, so now we have those, and I think I'm going to use 18 gauge wire. This stuff here. Let's see. Kind of need that light on, don't we? All right. It'll be what it is. Sorry, Ember. Michelle says, I can't see YouTube chat. We've been having trouble with that today. Randy's come in to help me a few times, and it's not really working out. Okay. So I'm going to snip off probably way more than what we need. But I'm going to do 5 in silver. Yeah. Red says, my old cat would sit nearby and watch me crochet for hours. If he had opposable thumbs, I'm sure he could crochet. Aw, sweet teddy boy. Pets are such a blessing. Technology. I know, right, Michelle? It is what it is. Ooh, Tara says, should we switch to kick? It's whatever y'all like. Truly. But if y'all are on YouTube, be sure to tickle my like button. Hey, Lisa, how are you doing today? Tara says, I'm wearing the same Dark Angel black and purple skeleton lace dress and accessories. Somehow I lost my wig. I lose my wig by the end of the night every year. Right on. I don't know what I'm going to be for Halloween this year. We'll have to see. All right, so there's those 5. What are you going to be, honey? Randy says he's going to be tired for Halloween. That's fair. Oh, I'm doing really good today, Lisa. Okay, so to make this ring, the thumbs just left. Oh no. And so I'm going to try doing this one where we just slide the Mobius flower over both of these. And then as we cross them, they come in and lay like that. And then we'll want to make sure, I'm going to do this one at like a size 10. And then I'm just going to bend it in opposite directions. And there we go, it's done. Next ring. No, my costume has a matching dragon eye necklace. That's awesome. But yeah, you can see how the wires come up from below and come over that way. You can see all the cat hair and cobwebs. I'm going to slide that off of the ring mandrel. And we're going to bend this around and bring that through. Now you could use a 20 gauge, but I do like an 18 gauge for this. And don't worry if it becomes a little distorted. That'll be okay. So there's that second wrap. And I like to do both of the wraps on the same size. Hey, Rizzler! How are you doing today? And now I'm going to bring that through. And I'm going to grab and just, whoop, it's going to get wibbly wobbly. But that's okay. See, that's all jank. That's okay though. We just smush it. And now we can actually cram this up in there. Like this. And then we're going to take it and I'm going to press down and just pull. And this is why we're using the stainless steel rings. Is because they can take it. Aw. Rizzler says, I'm fine, thank you. Well, that's good to hear. So I'm holding quite firmly with my pliers and I'm going to pull with my left hand and we're just cinching that down. Oh, it's like 90 degrees in here though, so like my hands are all sweaty, covered in glitter and cat fur. Well, thank you, Heather. Denise, hey Denise, says, hello, I'm at Walmart, no driving carts for my daughter is shopping, so I'm watching you. Oh, right on, well, I'm glad you're able to keep us company. And now, let's get it on off of there. And from here, I want to bring this around, and we have some decisions to make because depending on where we snip this, it could be poking into the skin of our ring or of our finger, or we could see like the loosey-goosey flat end. So what I'd like to do is I'm going to come in with our flush cutters and just give it a snip about right there. Snip, whoop, and there went that. And then we're going to come in here and we're going to give it a snip. Oh, it didn't make it through all the way, but that's okay. We can just wiggle it off. And now I'm going to come in and smush. There we go. Because I just want to tuck that little pokey end, almost burnishing it with the jaws of my pliers to make sure that there's no pokey bits. glitter is forever. It is, Tara. And it's a mica shimmer. I don't know if you can see it. Twinkle, twinkle. It's a little twinkly. But it's from trying to make those dragonfly wings earlier today. Oh my god, dip resin does not work well outside in full sun. Like the whole jar. I'm afraid I ruined the whole jar. So now we can come in here. And this has a very dainty ring band. Like, super dainty ring band. It's just an 18 gauge. I would sell this one for like $5 maximum. But it's a really nice, like, dainty ring, I think. And now let's do one that's... Do I try doing one in 20 gauge? I mean, we already cut all the wires, so we'll see how it goes. This makes me wonder, though. I'm going to get in here and I'm going to grab this ring. Or this bead. Oh, that's a nice amethyst. Will it fit on my wire, though? Ooh. Okay, it doesn't fit on the wire. Let's see. Do you see any beads, Ember? Kitty cam. Meow. Do, 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 do. But yeah, I don't know. I like it. They're tricky to resize, but we just bring the rings with us to make our own. So, by the power of opening and closing rings, these are two different styles of rings we can make. Though I do really want to see if there's... Oh, that's very bright. There we go. I don't know how much difference that actually makes for y'all. Yeah, a 6mm bead. Y'all ready for some bead prom? Oh yeah. Ember, will you help me pick a bead? Ooh, let's use one of these 4mm hematites. Tara says, I love making the rosette rings, $5 and very popular. Nice. I'm going to try this one, just a little different, just to see what's up. Sarah says, awesome stuff. Hope to see you again. So relaxing mid-work day. Gotta go. Bye, Sarah. You have a great rest of your day. Okay, so I'm wondering if we'd be able to nestle a little bead like that in there and then bring this around. Okay, I'm going to use a different ring mandrel for this. Ooh, well, there went that. Okay, so we're going to shape this to the size of the ring first, and this one I think we will be able to resize, but we'll see. And then we're going to thread this Mobius flower again onto these wires, and then I wonder if we're going to have some room to be able to fit this over. Oh, the difference? There's no telling. Oh, is this one I'm using 2 lengths of wire? Like, I'm just kind of mixing it up a little. Oof. All right. So that one's going to get bent off that way. And that one's going to get bent off that way. Ah! Oh, I love it. So this is going to make the ring band much thicker, and it also gives me an upper... Oh, in mandrel, my aluminum mandrel here does not have a groove. Thank you so much for the follow, Iris the Virus. But this mandrel has a groove in it, which gives me a little groove to nestle our bead in, and just keeps it from shifting around on me. That way I'm not having to like fight it as much. And I think this one would do very well as a 20 gauge because I want to shift both of these off in the same direction just for symmetry's sake. So I'm gonna kind of, maybe we'll see if we can. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, Tara says, I've been having trouble with parawire. Ordered 20 gauge titanium dead soft and it was totally half hard. Uh-oh. bought 22 gauge silver and it was way too soft. Is anyone else having these issues? I don't know. I haven't bought wire from Parawire like in a while. We stockpiled earlier in the year when we had some money, and that's what we've been using for like everything. So, hey, Cat's Corner. Well, thank you. So here on this one, I'm just wrapping it around the side like this, and we'll give it the old squish smush. Squishy smush. And then I'm going to come around here and I'll show you how I would resize this in the booth. Maybe made on Monday? I don't know. There we go. I think it's good to have options, and we may actually make a tutorial on some different variations on this style of ring. And again, we want to be thoughtful about where we're terminating our wire. So we're going to give it a snip. And then we're going to give it a snip. Just enough that we can kind of squish smush. Oh, she's a little loaf, you guys. We're going to give it a squish smush around this away, just to ensure that there's no pokey bits. Doo-doo, herp and derp and doodle, herp and derp, herp and derp and doo-doo. There we go. And now I'm going to get our aluminum mandrel back out. I'm going to slide this on there, and then we are just going to press, because I want to get it nice and stretched. And I like to use the squared edge of my pliers to encourage the wire down, just because in a battle of wire versus my fingernails, the wire's going to win every time. I'd bet on the wire winning. There we go. And so you can kind of like squish it and stuff, but I worry that if I meddle too much, that I'll goober it up and won't be able to recover. So yeah, see this one, whoop, this one's quite large on me, but this one here, oh, that's a very nice size. And if I wanted to size this down, what I would do is I would get my thumbs in there and splay these wires open. Julia says contact them. When I had an issue, they fixed it. Parawire is pretty great about their customer service in my experience. So now I'm going to put our flat nose pliers. You could use any size that you like. And I'm going to hold here at the tip, like opposite of where our bead is. I'm going to hold on the ring band. And I'm just going to bend out just a smidge. I'm going to line it up and I'm going to bend it the other way. And so I feel like it makes like a little bit of a shield. Then I'm going to splay it open again. Get my pliers up and in there. And just do that little bend. I hope it's not too blurry for you guys. And do that little bend. And then slide that down. And so now that makes it just a smidge tighter. It makes the side of the ring look pretty cool, I think. Oh, and it adds some wonderful variation, because now we can do all sorts of different beads in there, which I love. Whereas this one, I don't really know how we would size it down without goobering it up. Aw, thank you, Dancing Tree. Thank you, Heather. Yeah. So if somebody, I would just make this custom sized to whoever's interested in it. So there's 2 rings. I'm pondering some other designs. Do y'all have any questions while I ponder? Well, hey, pretty kitty, what you doing? Hey, Ernest, how are you doing today? For $5, just take it. You'd be surprised how many of my bills I keep paid off of $5 ring sales. Like as cheap as anything, but it gets product moving and that keeps my lights on. So I'll take it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna make more of these. At least not in today's stream. As you can see, it holds on okay. Grips my finger. I'm like a hot dog. I plump when you cook me, and it is hot in the house today. Yeah, I quite like that, really. It makes me wonder if I want to do it again, but with the bead on top. What do y'all think? Going to be the first night of the city's Founders Day Festival. Show starts at 7. People are starting to come at 5 to find space. Ah, Tara. Oh, that's awesome. I hope he has a great show. Let's see. I'm going to grab a different color. Next bead tray. Right on. Amy says I like the bead ones. Me too. Ooh. Here I have some rainbow moonstone. But this is going to be way too, like, I'm not going to be able to fit our 18 gauge wire into this bead hole. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to use some of this 24 gauge. Yeah, it's 24 gauge. And I'm going to come through our rainbow moonstone bead. I'm going to try to, oh, it's got a little bit of a flash on this side. So Tara says I live on $5 rings. It's a waste of time to make anything else. Well, I wouldn't go that far. But that is the foundation of our designs, is the $5 stuff. But no, it's the first time I sold one of our rings for like $120 because I went like full, like it looked kind of like this style of wrapping, but it was a ring. And it did not feel like a waste of time because it only took like, I mean, a little longer than, you know, one of these to make. But if you never make the high item piece, then it's never going to sell. So if we deny ourselves the opportunity, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, by not even trying, then, well. So I've just attached the bead like this. And now I'm going to take this and slide it on over. Oh, why is there only, this is missing a ring entirely. I don't even know what's going on. Okay, we'll come back to that one. Now the bead should nestle much more up, like upright in. I wonder, what if I tried like sewing this on? I'm gonna lash from, now I'm just being weird, experimenting, but that's okay. So how am I gonna wanna do this? Well, thank you, Heather. I wanted to raise the bead up above, like more into the stone. Okay. So I'm trying to channel my inner bushcrafter and being like, if this were cord and I were lashing things together, how would I do this? Because I don't want cross points for it to wear on itself. So it's coming around. You may be able to see that little wire coming through. And I'm going to come around on this side. And it's just hooking around that wire. And we're going to slide through the Mobius flower over here. So there's that. And this whole thing's going to sit like a bead. And Tara says, nothing else has been selling. I know my stuff is well made, but no one has money for what it's worth. The good news is if you make art pieces and stuff now, they don't go bad. So you're preparing kind of, it's like building up booth stock for when you have a show where people do have the money for it. Because I'll tell you what, we had like 2021 and 2022 were really amazing online sales years for us. And I was so glad that we were able to liquidate all of the inventory that we had made over the past decade at that point, that hadn't sold, and stuff that like nobody had really been interested in, or sometimes having a stockpile of things made has you ready. Luck finds us working, you guys. So I'm gonna get back to it, but it's just something to keep in mind, that just because the harvest isn't coming in now doesn't mean there's not going to be a harvest. Or at least that's what I tell myself, because I am really hoping that we'll make like some good sales. Like, chef kiss sales. Michelle says, do you have a tutorial on making a ring with a stone with no holes, like a raw piece of amethyst? Ooh. I have a couple that are like for cabochons that I bet could be modified for rough nuggets. Well, I came through on the wrong side on this one, so I'm going to loop it back around. Heather says, agreed. There's a buyer for everything eventually. It's being patient, truly, for me, is the hardest part. And weeding my own mind. Like, I'll have these thoughts of like, I actually journaled about this. Let me pull this out and read it to y'all, because I was very tired when I wrote it, but just bear with me. Where did I write it? Oh no. It was probably on a sticky note on the fridge or something. It might be in this. I keep a couple of different journals. We'll see. Weeding our minds is the hardest part. Don't think the negative thoughts for people. It makes it like don't be like, because this is in regards, I was pretty stressed out about like we're trying new things with our videos, because there's always somebody like taking a crap in my comments about it. We just with their 2 cents of how they don't like what it is that I'm doing and blah blah, etc. But it's like, if I don't do something because of the potential negativity or potential failure that happens, then I've ensured that that's the reality that happens, because by just not doing it, I've ensured that I've failed. But don't do your enemies' work for them and wound your soul on your own spear. So it's, if you decide that it's not going to work, then you're right. So those thoughts can be really hard to weed out, but I think for me, I have to live just in opposition of those thoughts, because otherwise we would have never done anything that we've been able to pull off. We would have never been able to connect with y'all, because we wouldn't have been making our videos, because it's like, well, it wouldn't have worked anyway, so I try. And it's like, I tell you what, it was certainly worth trying. Tara says, you have been a video queen lately. Oh, well, I appreciate you saying that, but why would you say that? Like, thank you, though. I've been trying. Great philosophy. I hope so. But it's like, because I was thinking about making a TikTok video or a short or whatever for on my Monster Vlog channel, where I've been pretty inactive lately, just because the house has been a mess and I've been a mess and everything's been a mess. Give me a sec, Michelle, and I'll find the video and send you the link of the ones in particular that I'm thinking of. But I used linguine noodles in the stir fry that we made last night, and it was the best like jank lo mein I've ever had. And like the old pasta jar that I just hoard because I'm a jar gremlin. Like I'm able to fit like a whole pound of pasta in an old pasta jar. And since we get like mice and stuff, I'm like, this would be really nice for keeping the mice out of my pasta. And I was like, I could make a video about that. And then it's like, without even actively thinking about it, I was just like visualizing, like scrolling through the comments and the people being like, bleh, 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 bleh. And I'm like, this is a weed that I need to pull. Like, so just trying to be mindful and stay like proactive about not letting me tear myself down. Like, Our worst critics. Yep. Tara says more videos on all platforms. I've been using this software called Napoleon Cat, and it actually works for scheduling stuff because like Facebook's like business meta, like business suite or whatever, it does not work consistently, which makes me insane because it's like I'll do like the whole day's work and like be posting everything and trying to get it scheduled, and then like I'll think it's gonna work and then nothing posts and it's just frustrating. Or something will post but the video will be sideways, or the text won't be there, or something. Yep, Heather says I keep my rice in a jar, keeps the bugs out. Right on. We keep all of our like dried beans and flour and rice and powdered milk. Like basically all of our dry good pantry staples, I keep those in glass half-gallon jars to keep moisture and the bugs and stuff out. Oh, Michelle. She says, you and Randy have been such an inspiration to so many of us and have helped us to be able to do what we are doing. You encourage us all the time. Oh, well, thank you, Michelle. I'll try to remind myself of that more often. But so I'm going to go ahead and make that video, though. And then when people come and say all the mean things in the comments, I'll just be like, see, I was right, to my own self. But otherwise, I might prove myself wrong. And I like being wrong whenever it comes to thinking everybody's going to be mean and then they're wonderful. So I'd love to prove myself wrong on that every single day. I think I found my favorite style for this kind of ring with the Mobius flower. And this is perfect because this will give us another tutorial. Because I'm trying to, and I'm so close, you guys, to being geared up for having all the tutorials scheduled all through DragonCon. Because I don't want our online presence to wane at all, because I'm trying really hard to be like consistency. Bye, Red. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see ya. Ooh, Fido jars. Is that, what's Fido jars? Is that like ragu? That's fair. Heather says, you do you. Nobody else pays your bills or makes you happy. Well, there's Randy. He does both of those. But we pay our bills together. Okay, so I'm going to trim this side down to match just because I want to try it and see if a little spiral works. Okay. Like if I like the look of it. There we go. He's the exception to the rule. Yeah. Oh, this one's my favorite. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's... What an evolution. Just in this short time. And I love repeating the same design over and over and adding just a little bit of modification each time, because then, you know, that's two completely different rings right there. And so, and this is also a great way where it'll give us like a $5, a $10, and a $15 design. Oh, hello there. How are you doing, Tashers? Sisters of the Hook. We got just a repeat of yesterday, really, which is wonderful. Ember's hanging out with us. We're doing some more wire wrapping and chainmail, which is good. Ooh, I kind of want to make some big beefy boys. Got these. I really love these Rivolis. That's what I should do. Okay, we're gonna make some more chainmail bezels. No, I gotta finish these 3 rings because I just remembered that I bought a bunch of raviolis and I need to get them made into jewelry. So that'll be like perfect. Ooh, Tasha says, really good. We just got home from the massive yarn tent sale. Yee, how's you? We're doing really good. I want to hear more of the tent of yarn. Ooh, jars with latches and seals. Those are nice. I kind of want to go, oh, I really want to go like thrifting and just old jars. That'd make me so happy. I'm out of Wawa. Oh well. Okay, so we've got some more of the 24 gauge wire. Ooh, I could use, no, I don't think this 6mm bead will fit. No, it fills it up a little too much. So let's pull out another. Michelle says, yeah, that's one thing I get a lot is old jars. Oh, I can't be trusted. So a new bead tray. Oops, sorry, Ember. Which one do you think we should use? The blue lace agate. You're right. When you're right, you're right. Let's choose one with a really nice banding. And then we'll do a lapis lazuli one next. After that, we'll have 2 blues. Oops. I'm always worried I'm going to get her whiskers caught in the bead tray. So there's that one, and then there's that one. It's insane. I got like 3 industrial garbage bags full of yarn. Oh my. I like that. Okay, what am I searching? I'm searching a tutorial for Michelle. Well, hey, Harmonized. How are you doing today? Don't put sauce on those raviolis. You can't stop me from saucing my raviolis. Last weekend was the 50-mile Route 90 yard sale here. Ooh, my jewelry wasn't as popular as all blood mirrors and candle holders. Well, that's... When I'm out yard sailing, I'm not looking for beautiful, quality, handmade jewelry, typically. That's right. I'm searching. There are some beautiful rings here on YouTube. Okay. Except for there it is. Now, Michelle, I think all 3 of these designs may work well for a rough stone. It just depends on the size of the stone. So there's one. And that one is the minimalist wire wrapped ring that we do. And then this one is an adjustable cabochon wire wrapped ring. And then this is the 3rd one that I think might work for you, Michelle. And that is this one. That's just called Make This Wire Wrapped Ring. I really need to get better about what to name my videos and stuff to make the algorithm happy. Trying to be like 1% better every day is exhausting. Tasher says it's incredible. Bernat blanket yarn for $4 a bar in the $4 a ball in the tent, then buy 3 get the 4th free, and they had so many other yarns too. Wow. For reference, that same yarn regularly goes for like 14 to 15 a ball now. Oh my. I just need a bigger house. Okay, so hopefully those links went through for you, Michelle, and hopefully they'll be helpful to you. Okay, a successful show can depend on the venue. Exactly. Randy and I had done a flea market in like Huntsville, Alabama, and it was a big enough market, but like I think we maybe sold $50 the whole day, and it was like a 2 or 3 day, like it was a booth for the weekend. And it was just terrible. But people were not looking to pay full price for handmade jewelry. They were looking for like dollar bins and great discounts and antiques, and like, so you know, I don't even know if we made any profit that weekend or if it was just covering the booth fee, but we learned. Ooh, Queen of Hearts says, Vaughn, have you wrapped resin pieces like the beginner molds kind? I did a lot of paint pouring during COVID, ran out of canvases, so I practiced on photo paper and kept the pretty ones. Ooh! I cut them to fit in those molds, sometimes just half of it, and put dried flowers in the other half, and some of them are very pretty. I feel like I should wrap them. I have wire wrapped some resin stuff, and I have to be careful. I treat it like it's amber or malachite or turquoise, and I'm very, very gentle because that resin does like to scratch up pretty easily. Oh. Dancing says it's hard to be left-brained when it doesn't come naturally. I don't even know what that means. But yeah, typically if something doesn't come naturally. Oh no, Michelle says I only got 2 links. I'm gonna pin that one. Oh. I pin that one. Ah. There you go, Michelle. You need to shop now, she says to Tashers. Gotcha. Stacy says, have you ever had one of those events where there were way too many vendors in comparison to customers? Yes. Usually, gosh, when we were doing, when we were vending full time, like 5 or 6 a year. Like if we tried, no, that's our worst year. There were 5 or 6 that were like that, but it was our first time adding in a whole bunch of new shows. But typically it like, yeah, it just happened. Now we did like 30 some odd shows a year, but like you could bet on some of the new ones, like, or some of them we had done some convention in Kansas City, I think. And gosh, that was rough because it was wonderful the year prior, but then they decided, oh, our convention's doing so great. And they doubled the dealer's room size, but did not double their attendance. And they couldn't have anticipated that like Wizard World and Fandom Fest and stuff were like oversaturating the market. It's like, you know, how are people supposed to anticipate all of these things? Like, you know, you have to keep an ear to the ground and do your best, but for the most part, it's just you just deal with what's happening. And so they doubled their dealer's room size, and that was not good. Like nobody did well that weekend. Anytime, Michelle. Size matters. Yeah. Left brain is business, numbers, accounting, inventory, all the boring stuff. Yeah, boo. Boo, left brain. No, that stuff's necessary. But also boo. Tara says the rejection is killing my soul. At this point, I'm not buying more supplies. I'm going to use up the 3 tons I have and go back to painting. Right on. And that's every step of the journey is going to be different. So it's okay to not be doing okay. Failure is really only failure if you give up. And change does not equate to failing. Like, it felt like failing, as odd as it sounds, for us to go from doing conventions where we were not making a lot of money anymore. Like, that was a really oversaturated market. But to just transition from that to doing almost, you know, purely online felt like giving up and felt like failing. And really, sometimes the wind changes and you have to sail along with that. So go boldly into the unknown with joy in your heart, Tara. You've got this. And, what was the quote I heard just the other day? Something about the enemy of creativity having too much time and money. And I'm like, well, I don't know about that, but this might be a really great thing to kind of push you to get very creative with using up the materials that you have, or, you know, something of the sort. So there's no telling, this might be a wonderful blessing for you as an artist. Oftentimes I've found the blessings, the artist blessings and business blessings aren't always the same thing. So it's like, man, I could really use with like more sales and stuff. But then getting pushed into being creative to try to make do with what we've got. Imposter syndrome and fear of success are real things, aren't they just? Heather says, I tend to be very picky when it comes to shows, more specialized ones geared towards our inventory, better sales, customers want to be there. Sometimes a newbie comes through and gets educated. Oh, goodness. Queen of Hearts says, you have a great video about selling in a seemingly saturated market. Well, thank you, Queen. And I really feel like I stand by what I had said. It was years and years ago, but a saturated market is a saturated market. And it's, you just keep on chugging along because that's what you got to do. But like, we'll also take more time and money. That's cool. Yes, exactly. Because it's like I'm there, like, just chugging along, being like, man, this is so great, getting to be creative. I sure hope I don't make a bunch of sales or anything. Like, yeah, just in case. But no, gratitude improves my attitude endlessly, and it's a struggle. It's a real struggle. So sometimes I just got to sit down and ugly cry and then put on my big girl panties and figure out how to be grateful anyways. But it's worth it. Okay. So we're wrapping this around. I love this blue lace agate. And I'm just sliding the wires behind. There we go. Probably could have done with giving myself just a little bit more wire to work with. Like, that's not a whole lot, but we'll make it work. Queen says, your attitude about it is what keeps it absolutely relevant and encouraging. All right, on. Well, that's very good to hear. Thank you for your encouragement. Oh, I'm just going to keep shaking the camera. There we go. Where'd my cat go? Y'all saw her, right? Like, she's real. The cat fur's real, that's for certain. Okay. A little bit more elbow room to work. Julia says, don't forget to hit the like button. Oh, thank you, Julia. Getting tickled by a hair on my arm. Gotta go feed horses. Horses! You have a great evening, Heather. We'll watch the replay to see what I missed. Have a great weekend. Bye. Giving that a slush and a squash. Shout out to all of our lurkers. If y'all have any questions about anything that I can be helpful to you with, please do let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to jibber jabber till you fall asleep. I'm digging it. Now this one, I don't think I'm going to do a spiral on. Just to have a little spicy variety. Trying to make sure that we don't get those ring bands twisted up. And just squishing that on down. Turned out that was the perfect amount of wire. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of a snip on this one. There we go. Coming around, huh? And now we can cram this on down onto our ring mandrel. And I just love it for getting everything nice and settled in. And then just using the side of my pliers. Queen says, I'll be lurking now, listening and gathering wood to fire blister. 3 big bags of hatch green chilies. Oh, that sounds awesome. That sounds so good. So there we are with that one. Oh, that'll be great. Another nice little ring. And then this will be our 5th one, and then we'll move on to another ring design or something. Ooh! Patton says, did you get my email about the orange cabochon and the brass sunburst idea? I think I sent it like 2 weeks ago. I did. Thank you for contacting us with that. I've been mulling it over. So I think I'm going to make a video with similar components and talk about and like address it. But that's probably not going to happen until after Labor Day, just to give us a little bit more time to get our life figured out. So here we have, ooh, this is 28 gauge, no 26. I'm going to use some more 24. I'm just using up scrap wire that's been on my table all day. Okay, so now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's go wish. And then I'm just going to bring this down. Ouch. Ooh, that wire's sharp. And I'm just going to smush it on down. And slide it kind of centered up onto our ring. And then we're going to thread on this 4mm Lapis lazuli. But I think that's going to be a beautiful piece, Patton. So I want to give this a little bit more space on either side. And so I'm going to be honest with y'all, I think 24 gauge might be one of my least favorite wires to work with, just because it's the least forgiving. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. At least whenever it comes to doing stuff like this with the bead, like for little detail work. Okay, so we've brought that around, and now we're going to take one of our Mobius flowers, which again is 3 of those 18 gauge 1/4 inch rings, 3 of them interwoven together. And then if you're able to follow along, I'm just going to be threading this through. There we go. Oh my goodness, what's happening? Why are you like this? There we go. And I'm going to bend up this way and wrap around. Now keep in mind, I realize that this is blurry. I'm sorry, you guys. But I will be doing a full-length tutorial on this design. We're just kind of prototyping today, it seems, working out the kinks. Julia says, I agree. I find I will start with 24 gauge and then have to switch to 26 gauge. Yeah, I'm still glad to have it in stock. It's just, I don't know if it's my go-to though. And so now I'm going to crisscross here on the back so that I can come up and through on this side of the bead. I cannot wait to have dinner. We've been having this roast slow cooking in the crock pot like all day, and it smells so good. And so just wrapping around the back side there. This has me wondering if with the 24 gauge, if I could do a little bit of a herringbone wrap around this as well. Oh, got stuck in my fan. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just trying to make both these sides match. There we go. That's just cool looking. Oh my gosh, y'all, we could incorporate this into like a pendant or something. I mean, all sorts of stuff really, but just gonna burnish that on down. And I do like to make our rings quite large. Like I'm making this one at a size 13 because again, we can always size them down in this manner where we do that kind of bend on the sides. But it's a lot easier to size a ring down in the booth than it is to make the ring bigger whenever we don't have all of our tools and materials, because normally I'd just rewrap it to make it larger. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, I'd love to. Oh. Yeah, we're gonna have to make one with longer wire. Yeah, the next one will be longer and I'll do a little bit more coiling and it'll look kind of steampunky. So we've got a level 1. We've got a level 2 in this one here. Because I don't know if I'd recommend that one. And then I'll be making a level 3 in this next one after this. Heading out to lock up my chickens and ducks. Right on, Dancing Tree. Yeah, I'm going to be at 7:46. My girls are going to need to go to bed here in about 30 minutes. But our stream will be over at 8. Hey, Lori. We are still streaming, but we only started at 6 today, so it's not like super bad. Oh, Cat and Cauldron says, oops, just got a text from my boss. The power's off at work, has been all day, and I don't have to go in tonight. Yay and bummer at the same time. Right on. Were y'all ready, like dressed and ready to go? Just getting that wrapped. Like 2 sparrows in a hurricane, trying to find their way, with a head full of dreams and faith that can move anything. Heard it's all uphill, but all they know is how they feel. The world says they'll never make it. Love says they will. Look at that Lapis one, you guys. Oh my goodness. I love it. We can do little Thanos rings. This would be a perfect design for doing some little Thanos rings. Oh, Dancing Tree says, how late are you hanging out today? Oh, for probably another like 12 minutes. And then I gotta go shred some beef. That's not a euphemism. Like there's a roast in there that desperately needs shredded. It's just, I'm gonna change the subject. I'm covered in cheese with some sour cream. I am lucky that it is retail, so my normal clothes double as work clothes. Oh, okay, so yes. And I've been working on a necklace this afternoon. Now you can finish it. Well, why are you looking at, hey babe, you want to shred some beef? Don't ignore me. Come back. Randy just came in and like glowered at me. What color of bead should we do? Ooh, now that's nice and steampunky. I wonder if I have any of those 4mm evil eye beads, because I would love that. Come look through beads with me, you guys. Let's see what's good. Do you see anything that like screams steampunk to you? I know that's gonna enrage somebody. I'm gonna leave it there though. Now you know it's there. Now I'm always down for. Ooh, those are pretty. Citrine. That'll be perfect for this. We're doing citrine. Bead prom. Oh yeah. Okay. My favorite is Michelle. Okay. So this next one, we're gonna do. Oh, I love that citrine. Some Baltic amber. I love like really organic things, like mixed with steampunk. So like these old like brass engine trains and stuff, like overgrown with ivy, with like baubles of gemstones and like glowing amber set in them. All right, on Michelle. Amber colors always such cool steampunk accents. Yes, Kitty. Ooh, Dancing Tree says, love those drawers. Walked outside and my glasses fogged up. Yeah, it's muggy. And I'm going to keep it with the titanium tone for the ring band. I smell that beef, y'all. Ooh, I smell like beef. And we're going to do like a solid 14 inches. And then I'm going to use this 28 gauge antique copper, which I love because it will not turn our fingies green. It's only a matter of time. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the thing is with this, with using the 28 gauge instead of a 24, while it's much easier on my fingers and it's just generally easier to work with, we're gonna have to coil like almost twice as much to get it to cover up the same amount of space. So that's okay. We'll figure it out. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. I'm not even gonna count. I'm just gonna do like 2 inches. Maybe. I hope we have enough. So just coiling around, getting that wrapped. Smush. Coil, coil, coil. How are you doing today, Lori? Okay, doing a few more. I like to work off the end of my core wire, that way my coiling hand can move freely. It's a few more. There we go. I'm gonna do like another inch because I can always trim some off, but I don't want to have to splice any more in if I don't have to. Now, I think it was one of y'all, I'm not certain who, had recommended a bow winder for like wrapping a bow cord. And I think that could really be a game changer for doing this style of coiling. But I've yet to try one out. But I think I found some for like $30, which seemed pretty reasonable. So we're gonna try here. Let me measure it for the sake of science. 1, 2. Oh, I need like 1/4 of an inch more before it's a solid 3 inches. So, which really like 3 inches, that's way more than enough for this. This is gonna be plenty. Okay, so we did 3 inches. And I'm gonna bring this over and we're gonna find our super cute citrine bead. And we're gonna thread through. Now I'm not too worried about, like, I just wondered to myself, is this 28 gauge wire going to be robust enough to hold on to this bead? And I think so. When we've squished that together and it holds just so. Now, if it were hanging just loosey-goosey out on its own, I'd be a little bit more worried about it, but we'll be able to take this and it's going to have this frame on there, and so I don't think we're going to have to worry, y'all. So it was 5, there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 coils just to get it to come out a little farther. Let me see if we can brighten things up a little. Hey, Acid! Oh my gosh, how are you doing? It's been so long since I caught a live. I've mixed your energy. I hope you and Randy are doing well. Oh, it's so good to see you. We're doing pretty good. We're chugging right along, doing as best we can, and I think that's all. Oh, missed. Oh, okay. Right on. Because I was like, what'd you mix it with? I want some. So we're just going to layer this over that and bring this around the top there. Is this better or worse with the flash on the phone? So I feel like it's just making a really harsh shadow. But we've just brought it, whoop, it's getting a little kinky. We've got to unkink it. We just get our finger in there and spread it apart. There we go. And so now that's holding, oh, it's so blurry. Ooh. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I'm excited about it. Can't wait to see how it comes out. But now it's important. We kind of need to do that crossover there on the back. And we will be doing a tutorial for this, you guys, so don't worry about it. It looks a little bit like a rose, yeah. And I'm experimenting with different ways of incorporating this chainmail Mobius flower into a wire-wrapped ring design. I'm going to come around there, just nestling it on into the grooves. I could have coiled farther, but I don't think it's going to be problematic that there's a gap in the coiling there. Hey, Pro, how are you doing today? Howdy, howdy. I can hear the cicadas outside. Just screaming into the void. And then crisscrossing back over. And we're just going to go ahead and start coiling again. We're going to do another 3 inches. Doing well, just staying cool inside. Ah, congrats on level 4. And Tasha says, fancy seeing you here, sir. Ooh. Okay, and then we're going to squish it. I do hope we have enough. Now I'm going to be a little lazy and bend this wire this way. And now we can just hopefully, I'll go like that. Do a little bit more of a bend. Oh yeah, I like that. Okay. Coil, coil, coil. This is so much easier. Kitty, LOL at screaming into the void while basically being an ASMR channel. Yeah. We probably should market our stuff a little more as ASMR. Dun dun dun. There we go. Oh, well, we didn't quite have enough to do a full 3 inches. Time to splice some in. That's okay. I'm going to cinch that end down. So now I'm going to take this. Oh, we can totally get kind of weird with it. And I'm going to take this scrap. Woo! Sorry. It got stuck in the fan. Ooh, that scared me. Okay. But I'm going to take this 26 gauge wire and I'm going to kind of run my fingers to spread this out just a little. Well, it spread out more in some places than others. And then we'll recompress it back together. But I just want to see if we can nestle this in between every single other coil. Do you see how that's happening? I love it. And this is just a great way to use up wire that's just floating around loose on the table. And it will take some practice to get to where you can splice it in like this, but it is totally worth practicing. Always check in on yourself to make sure that you're not doubling up or getting backtracked. And I don't know if you can hear it, but y'all were talking about ASMR. Scratchy, scratchy. But the difference in wire sizes makes it a little ridged, which is just really nice for a texture. Oh, now right here you can see I crossed over one too many. And so we're going to lift up and get that nestled back into its track and then keep chugging along. Choo choo. Wire wrapping, wire wrapping, wire wrapping, wire wrapping. Choo choo. Wire wrapping, wire wrapping, wire wrapping. And now right here, how it's all kind of condensed together, I'm just going to spread that just a little bit just so it can accommodate it. Just bringing that together. And that's going to be really neat, and that gives us a very different effect. Oh, we got way more than 3 inches now. Well, is that okay? So I'm just going to snip that and then burnish it on in to mesh with the other wires. Check for pokey bits. We're going to come back here to the head of our wire. And we'll give it the old snip snoop. And the squishy smush. There we go. Because again, no pokey bits. No pokey bits. Smush. Okay. Okay. So now we have 2 different sides. We're going to take our ring mandrel and let's make this one a size like 14. Hey Jennifer, how's it going? Oh, the 3 inches wasn't enough. Well, that's okay. Because I was hoping that we'd be able to extend the coiling to around the piece. We'll do more next time. But I'm really enjoying that kind of... And so now we've got a 2-toned ring band. And I'm just going to bring this through. Oh, well, Jennifer, thank you. That's so kind. She says, great. I'm so excited to watch you live. You are amazing. Oh, well, I'm a potato, but thank you. I have a lot of fun doing what we do, so I'm really glad you came in to hang out. So thank you to everybody, by the way, for being here this evening. Actually, oh no, it's 8:04. I can stay till the end of this ring, but I was supposed to log at 8 so we could have dinner and go to bed and do it all again tomorrow. I've so thoroughly enjoyed our time together this evening. I kind of want to do some craft yourself to sleep videos. Like our Saturday live streams may become a craft yourself to sleep sort of thing, where You just come in and I tell you night night, and then I just craft until you fall asleep. Ooh, Pro says, what you eating tonight? We're actually test kitchening or kitchen testing all of the recipes that we're going to be doing in the crock pot for DragonCon this year. So I am testing out our old standby, the Santa Fe roast. It's a beef chuck roast with like a can of salsa and some fire roasted tomatoes and some beans and corn in a packet of like Taco Bell taco seasoning because I have the palate of a garbage eating doggy dog. Oh, that is so cool. But yeah, we're gonna make like tacos out of that, but I gotta go shred it. Lean into the ASMR. Okay. So this is how that design ended up, and I tell you what, I love it. I love all the versions of this design that we've made today. And so I think this is really a versatile and fun way. Like, what a nice, just different way of doing the Mobius flower and building the layers. And that is very neat. I kind of want to do like a really toxic green. That'd be neat. But yeah, so thank you guys again, everybody, for coming and hanging out. We will see y'all tomorrow in our YouTube tutorial that releases at, I think, 8 a.m. If y'all want to learn. What are we even learning tomorrow? Let me see. Tomorrow, it looks like, what is it, August 4th tomorrow? Let me see. What do I have scheduled? Ooh, tomorrow we're going to be taking a deep dive into how to make this style of wire wrapped bracelet, which I made two that are like almost exactly the same. I'm experimenting with different clasps, and I think I prefer the design where the clasp is mobile as opposed to the design where the ring is mobile. But I don't know, the jury's still out on that one, so we'll have to experiment and see. But yeah, that one drops tomorrow at 8 a.m. And there won't be like a premiere or anything because I usually don't get out of bed until 8 a.m. So that's okay though. And then, yeah, I think that's everything. So if y'all have any questions or anything, feel free to leave a comment or send me an email to backtoearthcreations@yahoo.com. And Cat and Cauldron says, Vaughn, I finished my necklace. I'll tag you or email a pic. Oh, that'd be awesome. Michelle says the progression is awesome. Yes, Eastern or Central Time. We're in Central Time still. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. And be sure to sign up for our free newsletter because that way, if you miss out on notifications or anything, we do always send that email out to our newsletter list. And so we will see y'all tomorrow. And until then, you guys, thank you. Happy crafting. Mwah. Bye. How do I do this? I come in here and I click the button. Okay. Bye-bye, guys.